it looks nice. There's some action, a
Yeah.
lot of Grogu stuff. Cool. Like I'm expecting all that, but
Mhm.
I just like there was there's no impetus for me to
Okay.
like I didn't feel anything. Hey, what's up, Mr. Rashad? Antonio. This is gonna be I didn't even tell you this. The Upon Further Review featuring the Calrissian kids and the
And
Westeros because we got some things to talk about today, okay? What you want first? The bad or the good?
uh hey man, let's do it in order it came out, or do as you please, sir.
All right, I follow your lead. Star Wars was first. So,
Okay.
um, Tuesday, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Mandalorian and Grogu trailer drops.
Yes.
And I wanna incorporate something new on the channel. All right. I
Okay.
call this the Whelm Scale.
Hmm.
So either you are underwhelmed, overwhelmed, or just whelmed. So on the Whelm Scale, what did that Mando and Grogu trailer do for you?
Whelmed, leading to underwhelmed.
I was overly underwhelmed. I
Okay.
mean, I really have questions about the direction of this portion of Star Wars. Okay. So when I say that, I mean,
You're
okay.
asking my question, Rashad. Just go ahead and ask my question.
Oh man, who is this for?
And where are we going from
Where are we
here?
going from here? Yeah, like, damn, that is really what that kind of encompasses how I feel.
Hmm.
Like, I have an idea of who y'all think this is for. Like, y'all think this is for us. Yeah, I
Hmm.
really think this is for like, the Calrissian kids. I think this is
Hmm.
for the Star Wars Explained crowd. I
Hmm.
think this is for Kim Knapsack and
Hmm.
Force Center crew. Y'all think this is for us, but
Hmm.
I don't really know who y'all think this is for. I think this is for the people who just love cute Grogu. I, I, other than that, like I don't know because after watching that trailer, or if I saw the reaction on the channel,
Hmm.
I was befuddled at the levels of whelm that they could not get to. I mean, I'm like, it looks nice. There's some action, a
Yeah.
lot of Grogu stuff. Cool. Like I'm expecting all that, but
Hmm.
I just like there was there's no impetus for me to
Okay.
like I didn't feel anything. Okay. And I'm gonna give you an example in the Star Wars about where I felt something, and even
Okay.
though they lied to me, I still felt something in that trailer.
You lied.
And that was the Rise of Skywalker trailer. That if you had it's been a minute, but if you don't remember, go back and look at the first trailer from the Rise of Skywalker. It
Yeah.
was they were in the desert.
Hmm.
It was Ray and it was Kylo Ren,
He
and
was an
Ray does this
interceptor.
crazy flip over
Hmm.
the inner like it is. I'm like, oh my God.
Hmm.
They about to close this hole out. Like
Hmm.
for real. And
Hmm.
that didn't happen. But the trailer at
Hmm.
least got me hype.
It pulled you in.
Uh Bruh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
hook, line, and sinker, bro. Like I was just
Hmm.
like a big mouth bass.
Hmm.
And it's, you know what I'm saying? Like I just yeah, I
Yep.
fell for the bait. So yeah, this trailer for Metal and Grogu, it just felt like the TV show. You know what I'm saying? And the TV show was great on TV. I'm just not sure if this is going to properly translate on the big screen in big screen ways. And that's like my biggest fear because according to this trailer, they got a lot of heavy lifting to do. in rant.
In rant and scene. All right. The only reason I say I was whelmed, leaning towards underwhelmed, is basically was I didn't want to trash this. I really didn't. I really didn't want to be like, what are we doing here? What is going on here? Or whatever. And I was just watching it. But my biggest thing was watching this trailer. What said to me was, like I said, why, who, what? But my other thing is you, as you said, Rashad, I don't see they're making it hard for me to believe this is going to translate into a movie instead of just doing another season or two
Exactly.
of, you know what I'm saying, of the Mandalorian. Because when we saw the trailers for the Mandalorian for the shows, you got an idea what's going on. Remnant of the Empire, this guy who's a Mandalorian roaming around, and this and that. That was like the very first trailer before we knew even knew, little back then we referred to as Baby Yoda, was a thing. And then you see, you're like, oh, and then goes along, you see, because you know what the story is. The way season, what was it, season three? What was it? The way season three ended, it almost was like a little present, perfectly wrapped, tied with a bow. Boom. We not gonna see Mando again until we get the big combining them all movie. You know what I'm saying? We might see him like as a in a cameo in Ahsoka on, if they did another Book of Boba Fett, you know what I'm saying? If they would have done I know I said if they, we would have got that. But to get this movie and not know exactly where we're going from here, and then on top of that, with Kathleen Kennedy leaving, and she basically being like, yeah, a lot of that stuff is shelved for now. So it's like, why? If that stuff is shelved, are we still going through with this movie? And the thing is, movie-wise for Star Wars, morale is down
It's
ever
been
since.
7 years.
It's been 7 years since we got a Star Wars movie. And, Rise of Skywalker was very,
It was
was,
trash.
it was,
I don't have a nice way to say that movie was it was trash. It just wasn't a good movie.
yeah. Because and then of course we got the leaks of what was really supposed to happen, and you're like, well, why the hell we didn't get this? And there was no real explanation of why we didn't get what we were supposed to get or whatever. And it's morale is down, and then when we come out with this, you expect to judge it up with you expect a trailer of this to be like 7 years since the last Star Wars movie. Judge it up. Give me something to look
I'm
forward to.
expecting angers.
Yeah, but we're not getting that. And I like I said, I don't want to completely trash it because, Star Wars probably is my favorite property. You know what I'm saying?
Me
But
too. You know what
it's
I'm
my
saying? Like
favorite
all of
property,
all
but I
time.
of all
Yeah.
time, but I'm going to keep it real. This really didn't do anything for me. And then what also made me be like, oh, this is what we doing, is the fact that what do we get? We got a cameo of the man who hates properties, Martin Scorsese, is going to get a cameo as a character in this. And for y'all just wondering, like, what do you mean he hates properties? If you guys don't remember, I forgot what movie he had that might have been up for an Oscar or didn't get Oscar consideration, and he was saying that Marvel movies,
Oh
what I'm
yeah, he was
saying,
trash and yeah.
Marvel movies and property movies like that should not be up for Oscars. Those are like, a completely different type of genre. And it was like, Martin Scorsese, I love you. Shut the hell up forever, dude, because movies are, and then but I guess he's trying to make it, people are trying to say, well, no, it's not Star Wars stuff. It's like the Marvel stuff because he don't want to trash Star Wars because his boy George Lucas created the whole Star Wars universe
But
type thing.
it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
but it's the same thing, Martin. And then here you go. And I we they did make the dude the little thing look just like him though, for real. Look just like him.
Low key, yeah.
But it's like I'm really interested I guess the only thing that got me interested in with this is how are we going to pull this off from being a show to a movie? And is this going to lead to a grander thing, the grander Dave Filoni film? But we don't even know if that's going to happen. I'm like, well, was Kathleen Kennedy just saying that to be saying that because she out the door? Or is this something that she knew of like, ain't none of that
Bruh,
shit
like
happening. Y'all
I
wanted me
don't
out of here, guess
know,
what?
man.
Y'all wanted me out of here, guess what? Nothing for nobody, son.
And I'm glad you kind of brought that up because I was going to bring that into the discussion as well.
Hmm.
So with Kennedy leaving, now we have a co-head. We have essentially a CCO, Chief Creative Officer,
Hmm.
and like a chief operations officer.
Hmm.
So you COO, like and it's almost like it's matter of fact, it's a lot like James Gunn and Peter Safran. It's
Okay.
that same type of thing. So you'll have Filoni over creative, and I I like Filoni. I appreciate everything he's done. I'm just not sure if he's gonna get out of his own way because even though on paper it seems like it should be the right fit, but if we're basing this off of the decisions he's been able to make on Disney Plus, it's like I don't know. I kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt because we talked about this many a times back when Bob Chapek was running. He was trying to flood Disney Plus with all the content he could. So hence everything was getting greenlit, regardless of good or bad or indifferent. It got greenlit. And I feel like a lot of those things kind of slipped through the cracks because they just wanted to fill out their catalog with new content. Hence, like the way the Book of Boba Fett went. That should have been way better. And also, shit, the worst, I think the worst series that they've done so far was Obi Wan. Like, how y'all do Obi Wan like that? But that's besides the point. So if he can like really figure out how to work with the creative team as a whole for the entirety of, especially on like the film and TV side, like I'm real curious to see how that works out because then we got hold me real quick before I
Yeah,
finish,
go ahead, go ahead. I'm
and
sorry.
and then we got the COO talking about you know I'm really trying to figure out how we can work with AI and all this other nonsense. I'm like, come on, like we that's not what nobody wants that. And that's not even them. That's like the new the incoming CEO of Disney proper is on that train. So it's like yeah, I'm just real curious as to how Disney is gonna fare just as a company on the film side overall, because it's just it's a real it's kind of tenuous right now.
Um, Two things. Do you think that even though Filoni is in charge of creative, do you think that he might be handcuffed by some of the bigger, you know what I'm saying, execs? Kind of like what happened with Abrams when he wanted to do his vision for Star Wars and he has stepped away for a minute. When he did Force Awakens, he stepped away. Ryan Johnson came in and gave us. I know you like the Last Jedi. I hate the Last Jedi. And
Such an amazing movie.
oh God, we differ on
Oh
that.
my
We will continue to differ on
God.
that. And
We're not gonna
then
fight today.
you're not gonna fight it today. And then he comes back to do Force Awakens. He has the trailer that he wants to do. He not trailer, but he has the script and everything he wants to do. And management basically said, "Go do a rewrite." Basically for that.
Here's the thing.
Do you think that Filoni is coming up on is having that issue?
I think he to a certain respects,
Hmm.
he might
Okay.
because people want to have the sure thing. Hence why Mando and Grogu was made. Like they just want like a to be honest, like they want an easy at bat.
Oh yeah.
They just want to hit a double. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't trying to swing for the fences. We just want to get a strong blueprint into midfield. little ball roll, second base hit. That's it. That's all they want with Mando and Grogu, and that's very apparent. And what they are not telling us as of yet, because, and this is their fault, because they got to have stuff to talk about during celebrations. So all the stuff we got during them celebrations ain't even on the docket no more. It's been hella quiet because we don't even know what the next movie is after this. But there has to be something because they're trying to do a Star War every year. That's what the real
Yeah.
plan is. They want to do a Star War every year. So he
Have they
may
started on the
be,
Ahsoka show? The second
yes,
season?
that
Okay.
starts like I think like March or April.
Okay.
So I'm talking about just movies, not even
Movies. Okay.
TV. They want to do a Star War every year. So he
I,
may be running up against some interference, but I really think, okay, this is my theory. I think he may have a clean slate because, to be honest, nothing is solidified other than we got what, Starfighter.
that's about to say, yeah, the Starfighter movie, I
Yeah,
think is
a
the next.
Starfighter movie. That's basically gonna be like his first movie that he
Mhm.
kind of helms like under his But some of that was already shot, right? Was
Yeah,
some of
because
that already
Gosling,
shot?
yeah, because yeah, Ryan
Yeah,
Gosling is
yeah,
starring in
Ryan
it. Yeah,
Gosling,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and the little kid or whatever. So he'll be CCO when the movie drops. So after that, it's like, what else is coming out? We don't know what's on. Nothing is up. So I feel like he may have a better opportunity to actually kind of slow down, reconvene, and see, hey, what can we do? Because they're like, and another thing that Kathleen Kennedy exposed that look, we got hella scripts. Like, and I think she was like, look, y'all bastards were trying to blame me this whole time, and I was just taking the grunt of it because that's my job. And I think a lot of people who hated Kathleen Kennedy really need to respect that because she ain't say nothing. She sat back, took all them bumps and bruises, and just like dealt with it. Let's be really
They
honest.
did. Yeah.
So niggas was really shitting on her for like no reason at points, and I'm like, dog, like she don't she runs one part of an entire organization that's under the umbrella of Disney. So
Mhm.
if like people in like the super executive C-suite people don't approve it, ain't nothing she can do. It's like, oh
Right.
man, all right. So I think that Filoni will have an opportunity to shape Star Wars in a way that he sees fit. I'm just hoping that it's not. I hope I play this. I hope that Filoni does not do anything in regards to writing or directing anymore. He needs to be an executive and make executive decisions. He does not need to be show running. He does not need to be produced. The only thing he needs to produce is to be executive producer. That's it.
Sean said, "Get
Hire
that man
people he
out of here."
trusts. He knows Pablo Hidalgo, the rest of the storyboard, the rest of the
Fav
team.
Favreau.
Favreau, anybody else, new niggas. It don't like he like there has to be he has to relinquish his want to be like quote unquote boots on the ground and in the trenches with these people. Like he has to like, hey, all right, I'm trusting you to write the thing that he needs to review the thing. He can make add additions and subtractions he want, but him just being in the room creating, like them days is over. You're an executive now.
So my other thing I want to say was this. I think what's been irritating me the most with Star Wars right now is that you have the machine. Disney is the machine that
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
control of Star Wars or whatever. And I think what's pissing me off more than anything, Rashad, and I think some fans would say this, is the fact that you have the machine and you're putting out subpar work when you can go on YouTube and look at fan made stuff and it is blowing out the water what the machine is putting together. Fan made, fan made, blowing Disney out the water. And this is when I sit back and I say to myself, if I was an executive and I see some of this stuff that's being made, I would have meetings with these people, some of these people, and say, hey, you're kind of a nobody, but I like where you're thinking and how you feel about Star Wars. And the thing is, I think it's besides Dave Filoni and Favreau, there's not a lot of people that care about Star Wars that got their hand in the pot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You see what I'm saying? See, the difference with Marvel right now is that Feige cares about the Marvel property, the movie side. You know what I'm saying? He cares about the movie side, especially, the things that are his baby that he's going to make, try his damnedest to make great or whatever. And I don't think it's enough people that really care about this. The only thing they care about is, hey, we have Star Wars property. We know these fans are going to buy are going to buy tickets. They're going to subscribe to Disney Plus. They're going to go buy all the merchandise, the toys, and everything. And we are going to make buku bucks. And we might make a star out of one person who, for the rest of their life, will do Comic Cons and get paid to do it.
Yeah. And I'm glad that's a very interesting point. Because even right now, like the people who are going to be um running Star Wars, the lady is Lin Brennan.
Hmm.
Um she's been at Lucasfilm since 99. So she's been a GM of Lucasfilm, president GM of business. So like she's been at the company for shoot ever since episode one.
Yeah.
So like I feel like we may have somebody who actually does care. You know what I'm saying on that end. I mean, and it's like I said, to be honest, Kathleen Kennedy cared too. Like, because she didn't want, like, why would she want her rep to be, oh, like you did all this awesome work in the 80s and 90s, and then you couldn't live up to it during like the 20 teens. So that's just, yeah, it's like narrative wise, there should be some sort of how can I say this? I feel like this could be a great thing, but harkening back to your point, it really depends if Disney proper is going to allow them to be great.
Mhm.
You know, because people was really mad about the whole like Kylo Ren, Steven Soderbergh thing that didn't pop off. And I'm like, I understand, but they was never gonna let that happen. I was like, yo, like I don't know why y'all mad. That was never gonna be a thing. Like that nigga died. Like this, like why are we bringing him back? Y'all already brought somebody back in the daggone in the Emperor, and that sucks. So why are we doing this twice? Okay, I don't care how good the story is.
Mhm.
Don't care. The premise of it was like DOA. Okay. So, like I said, I really feel like Filoni and Brennan can kind of start the new era of Star Wars and like really kind of get it back up and running. After Mando and Grogu, hopefully that makes decent amount of money. That I know that movie was hella cheap to make. I can't see that costing no more than 150 mil. They get their money back and then some, get some momentum. The real test is going to be Starfighter because this is all basically all new characters in a part of the timeline that's unknown. It's going to be after Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So now we get into the part of Star Wars that we and everybody else who really fans want to get to
Hmm.
out of the Skywalker saga. Get me out of there, yo. Like ASAP. I don't really care about it anymore. I told y'all that 4 years ago. Like, no, like we need to be done with this. Wrap this shit up. You know what I'm
Rashad,
saying? Because
Rashad has been saying this for you for like 4 or 5 years, yo.
I'm serious. I'm done with like, yo, shout out Luke. Yo, another thing too. I listened to somebody. If these bastards pull out Luke Skywalker in Mando and Grogu, I'm gonna be pissed.
What,
So
Rashad?
pissed.
Let's stop because you know what's going to happen. So I don't even know why you're gonna get pissed. I feel like this.
I'm gonna be mad.
You can't get pissed because he's part of that era. You saw the boy was training him. You can't get pissed, man. It's going to happen. He was training. Don't act like he won't training him. I'm gonna ask Rashad yes or no. Was he training him?
Yeah, he trained him.
All right. So
The only hope I have is that your man was Grogu was armored down. Other than that, like
yeah, but
yeah.
I still think Luke is going to come back at some point between this and if that heir to the Empire thing come out because he's coming back. They're going to have somebody playing Luke. You know what I'm saying? He's coming back, Rashad. Here's the thing. You know he's coming back. You know he's coming back. I know you know the Skywalker
My
thing, the
God,
Skywalker
Joe.
saga, but this is still Star Wars. Like, he's coming. You know he's coming back. I mean, I'm with you. I'm kind of over the Skywalker thing. The only thing remotely related to the Skywalker saga I would like to see something on like how Sidious came into power. That's about it. But that's not really Skywalker. That's before the Skywalker saga. But I would love to see how Palpatine, you know what I'm saying, trained and became Sidious. But that's neither here nor there. We probably would have gotten that if people wouldn't have trashed on the Acolyte as much as they did.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna transition to the Wester Bros.
Why? I
Okay.
hate making sense. That's all I'm saying. But you know.
Yeah, and I just
Hmm.
that shit just makes me mad, Like
Hmm.
I'm so done with the Skywalker saga, man.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll concede this, as long as it's not de-aged Luke, because you already know what's called is done playing the
Wait,
character.
yeah, but I mean, but it's a
Yeah,
young
like
Luke in this, so I don't
I
know.
know we cannot do the deep fake Luke. I can't do it anymore.
Well,
Like
they got to
you,
find an actor that looks
the
just
the,
like him.
the 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 nigga who played him looks
Yeah,
just
he
like
did. He
him,
did. I know. I know he did.
just like him.
You know, there was
There was
also.
no need to waste those millions of dollars to do that.
I know there was also a thing of trying to get Sebastian Stan. You know what I'm saying?
We don't even need Sebastian Stan. Love Sebastian
Mm.
Stan. We
Yeah,
gotta
but
do right here. And he's
yeah.
gonna be cheap. He's just gonna be happy to be there. Let
Hmm.
that bastard be happy to be here and play the role. All right.
Rashad is upset.
House of the Dragon season 3.
Smile, Rashad. Can I get a smile at least?
Trailer dropped today. Tony texts me. I say, yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So
Hmm.
and this is interesting timing to do this. Like on the heels of the finale of Hedge Knight, I'm
I
really
would have.
curious why they would do it like this.
So this is what I thought they would have did. This is just my opinion and what I thought. I thought after the season finale of the Hedge Knight, you know how like on the shows they normally do coming up next week, they
And roll
but
the hoe out
instead
right
of
there. Exactly.
doing it, they do it on, you know what I'm saying, the House of you know what I'm saying, is over, and then they just be like coming in June. And you like, oh shit, here we go. That's what I thought was gonna happen. I don't know why they did it. Maybe they probably was thinking, you know what? A lot of people think we're gonna do this after this. Let's go ahead and just throw this thing on out here right now. Why? I don't know or whatever. But either way, I'm here for it. Go ahead, Rashad.
Absolutely, yo. Like, to be honest, I don't even remember a whole lot from the trailer. It just was dragons. We got some sort of essentially, it looks like we got the first episode, a lot of the first episode.
Mhm.
Because we have Rhaenyra is saying, yo, what's gonna surrender.
Mhm.
So we have that. I feel like they're gonna try to
I think it's
Trojan
gonna
horse some
pick up.
stuff.
Yeah.
young Aemon is mad at his mom. We see Aegon or whatever out on the road with Lucius left foot,
Yeah, because if we
and
remember the last season in the finale, he said, "Hey, we got to get you out of here," and he snuck him out of King's Landing and to get him out, to get him
yeah,
out of
there
there.
was
So we
like the
see that.
king has
Yeah.
abdicated his throne, so
Uh-huh.
now Aemon is like, I'm him.
With
I'm running this.
Blackfire, with the Blackfire sword sitting there, talking to saw his mama was like, "Hey, yo, where the hell you been at?" Basically, or whatever. He knows something is up. We see something that I've always heard about and I want to see, and that is the Battle of the Gullet. And that is basically the deadliest seafaring naval battle that they said happened, like probably in Westeros history. So we see a lot of shots of that where Corlys is, saying with his fleet, and as we all know, um, one of the Lannister twins went to go meet with the Triarchy and the pirates down there, and she
Very
got
true.
and got them to get their navy to go crash the party because as we know, Corlys and them have a blockade around King's Landing, and like y'all ain't getting no supplies into these bofos. So you get that. We finally get a close up shot of Alicent's baby boy, the fourth child. You know what I'm saying? Dragon, that blue dragon, Tessarion coming in from Old Town. That's the her son that's being fostered in Old Town, where her brother was like, "Yo, the kid is a good kid." The ladies love him. There's people because we saw at the end his blue dragon Tessarion was drag flying into when Old Town had called they banners to war. There's a quick shot because I hit to pause it. I was like pausing shots. There is a scene of the Winter Wolves coming through, running on the battlefield out there. Yeah, because I was looking at,
I ain't
I
even
said,
see
"Yo, who are
that.
these running?" And I looked, and I paused it, and you see Stark's flag. I said, "Those are the Winter Wolves right there coming." I said, "Let's go." Of course, you see Baela Targaryen. She's out there flying along with it. You see shots of Caraxes with old Damon, with our favorite Targaryen, me and Rashad's probably favorite Targaryen, Damon. There seems to be a little sword fight action going on with Damon at some point. I'm wondering if that is going to be the battle that's supposed to be happening in this season, possibly. Oh God, I'm not going to say who he's battling, but I think it's a dream match that we've been waiting to see. We've been hinting to it ever since the first season, and it seems like this is what they're going to do with this season right here. So many people. Now, granted, I'll be the first to tell you the second season of House of Dragon was very slow. It wasn't that great. It was good, but not that great. But this is what my problem is with people, consumers of this show. You guys don't appreciate what it takes to go to war during that time period. Not saying that that's a real period, but during that time period, people got to assemble their armies. They
Real.
got to get that season two for me. Maybe I'm wrong, Rashad. You can tell me was like what I call a prelude to war.
No, you're not wrong. I know, like for me, that last episode, I was like, oh, we're not
Yeah,
actually gonna fight. Okay,
right, right.
because
I was hurt about that.
it was a little anticlimactic, but then
Right,
I had to
yes.
remember what we got. Was it episode 4 or 5 when they had that battle over
Oh yeah.
at the
And
where was
Melis,
they at?
you talking about Melis died?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
That was
Like,
where was that at? What location was that?
God,
I don't remember.
yeah, I can't think right
Yeah,
now.
wherever
But
they was at the castle, like by the side
yeah,
of the sea and all that.
'cause that's
Yeah.
When Aegon sausage popped like a boiling sausage, as he said.
Yes.
His brother set
Yeah.
him up, and and everything like that. That to me, that season was basic because you got to think this was coming directly off of them having a great family moment. Viserys died in season one. Behind Allison's back, the the small council was like, we ain't never putting no woman on that throne. We don't care what that old, dead, sick ass man want. We gonna find a
Exactly.
way to put Aegon, especially with um Alice's father, and doing the backsliding. And then what do we see? We saw all that in the last two episodes, last three episodes of the first season, and then the last episode we saw the scene where we was like, oh my God, where Vagar said, I don't listen to nobody. That little dragon spit a fireball in my face and ate that daggone boy and half of that dragon. That's how the first season ended. So that's like, oh snap, we going to war. I just felt the entire second season was the first part was Rhaenyra mourning the fact that, oh my God, my son is dead. I really need to know a reason if I'm going to go to war for this. And along with the Greens trying to get that damn Aegon under control to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, this and that. And then Tata was like, hey, yo, like when he called that boy feckless, I said, he's done with him. You know what I mean? You got that going on, along with Rhaenyra trying to prove that she can be a leader. A queen, like these people, like, oh yeah, we won't make you queen because we pledged fealty to your dad and stuff like that. But we really don't believe you could be the queen, so we're gonna try to run things back. She had to prove to them that she can do it, along with her husband Damon,
Yeah,
who was
yeah, yeah.
who
There's
was
a
in
lot
another
of that.
who was gone tripping balls and realizing like, hey, it is what it is by the end of the season. So the season was kind of jumbled up, but we're going to finally get what everybody has said they want to see: dragon on dragon warfare. And I think this season right here is basically going to be the crux of the war, because it's 4 seasons of this.
Hmm.
Season one is what I like to call the build up. Season two is what I like to call prelude to war. Season three, I believe, is going to be full out war, and season four is going to be the aftermath.
Yeah, because originally they was gonna do 5 seasons of this.
Uh-huh.
They was like, nah, let's make it a four. So I feel like season 3 is gonna be a lot of war. I think there's gonna be some spillover into season 4,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna be talking about the effects of what happened. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
regardless, we excited.
Yeah.
We excited about this, man. Like it's gonna be a good time. So,
Right.
but yeah, the trailer was straight. You know what I'm saying? I had no problems with it. I was
Yeah.
properly whelmed on the Whelm scale,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just really ready to see this because seeing how locked in they were for Night of Seven Kingdoms,
Mm-hmm.
I already know they're gonna be super locked in for this. And also, I got to remember too, like when they made season 2, um, Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers and Discovery was going through a whole lot of their merger stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So they was tight on funds, tight on time. Timeline got messed up, and they didn't. They tried to race to the finish line to give us like that. We probably should have got that first ballot in the season, but
Mm-hmm.
it just ran out of time. And also got to remember there also was like a writer strike and actor strike.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of mitigating factors that people, don't care about, which I understand
Did
because,
they say how many episodes this season's supposed to be?
nah, I don't know. Probably just be eight,
Okay.
eight or hopefully it's 10, but
Mm-hmm.
nowadays it should be 8 episodes. But
And
yeah,
and the thing is too, right? This show is going to have the momentum of a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms on
very
its
true.
back, because a lot of people were turned off for Game of Thrones because of season two of House of the Dragon, and there are people who were like, "Yeah, I was done with Game of Thrones." After that, it's like I don't even care anymore about this House of the Dragon. And then now you got word of mouth going on between, what I'm saying, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and you got people saying, "Yo, Game of Thrones has brought me back. I'm here." What I'm saying, I'm here for it or whatever. And speaking on that, said Game of Thrones is back. I texted this to Rashad earlier when I saw this come across my socials. It was IMDb highest rated Game of Thrones verse universe episodes. And just to give you what, because me and Rashad, because this is part of our Westeros content, I said to Rashad, this is probably in my the episode 5 of Night of the Seven Kingdoms is probably in my top 5 of Game of Thrones shows. Looking at this right now, the highest it is a tie for the 3 highest rated episodes of in the Game of Thrones universe. Battle of the Bastards, The Winds of Winter, The Reigns of Castamere episodes, all 9.9. Next, you have at fourth, Hard Home at 9.8. And oh, look at that. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, episode 5, In the Name of the Mother, tied with Hard Home at 9.8. I hate to say I told you so, but
It is what it
we
is,
be
man.
it is what it is, and we be knowing.
We be knowing. And that's another
Hmm.
reason why you guys should definitely get locked in, get subscribed.
Hmm.
If you looking for especially very, very black takes on these things, please join us.
Yes.
We've had a fun time with the Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Hmm.
Last episode next Monday at 7 o'clock. Come join us
Hmm.
for the finale. And man, other than
House
that,
of
trying to
House of the Dragon in June, so it's not that
so
far away
yeah,
from
it's
me.
soon. So if that's in June, that means we're gonna be getting like Lancers in like August.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
definitely HBO has basically gave us the blueprint for the schedule,
Hmm.
and we will act accordingly. Next week on the channel, make sure you come back. 2 new series popping off. Paradise season 2, Monarch Legacy of Monsters season 2. Watching both of those. The finale for Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and the year's just getting started, baby. Like I
Yeah.
need y'all to get locked in. Trying to get to 10K, trying to get to 10K this year on YouTube. Yeah. Catch us on all the other things as well. IG, TikTok, Facebook if you're nasty. And check us out on Threads, man. That's all I
Yes.
got for this. We got anything else, Tony?
All I got to say is like, subscribe, and share, man. We are the Calrissian kids slash Westerbros, and
Yeah,
we out.
man. Get at us. Till next time.